Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this SWPL 1 matchup between Partick Thistle and Aberdeen. Quick run through the lineups. We'll start with the visitors. So in goal we have number 20, McCann, number 2, Mendes, number 4, Broderick, number 9, Stewart, number 13, Ogilvie, number 15, Finney, number 17, Elioski, number 18, Thompson, number 22, Cowie, number 27, Petey, and number 66, Finnegan. On the bench for Aberdeen, we've got number 23, Black, number 18, Gover, number 5, Jamieson, number 16, Innes, number 19, Kraft, number 24, McLean, number 14, McAvoy, number 7, Murray, and number 3, Noble. And for our host, Partick Thistle, starting in goals, number 1, Jennifer Curry. Across the back line, you've got number 2, Rosie Slater, number 3, Amy Richardson, number 4, Sherry McCulloch, and number 5, Debbie Faulkner. Sitting just in front, number 21, Olivia King, with Lucy Sinclair. Just in front of them, number 9, Cara Henderson, making her first start since coming back from injury. Off the left, Rachel Donaldson. Off the right, Imogen Longcake. And standing up front is number 23, Tyree Birchall. Both teams in very different form right now. How do you think this one's going to go?
I'm an optimistic person. I'm going to say Thistle. I think this is arguably their biggest game of the post-split. I mean, it's going to be a tough one. Aberdeen are some side at the moment.
Of course, Scotland's got his team in a lot better form than when we last faced them. And we're back on the way here. There's King trying to send it out wide to Longcake. Can't quite find it, and already a wee bit of a nervy start. Aberdeen deploying their back 3 formation. They've come to really thrive under Scott Booth with that formation. Is that something they'll probably look to use the wide areas? Try and even send off Cowie and Eliovsky, and even then Mendes and Finney can obviously overlap as well.
Yeah, we know we can, we've seen them play that crossfield ball, and they know how to ping one. And Tony Lee Finnegan, has a boot on her. So it's just a case of, Rosie Slater and Amy Richardson just keeping an eye, because they will be there.
Amy Richardson just called up to the Wales under-19 squad. Last camp she actually captained the side in one of their matchups. It's good to have that international presence within the squad.
Yeah, not only just to have them on the pitch, but also to show prospective players that you can actually develop them in the right way, and that quality is actually can thrive at Thistle.
Just Donaldson, and bit of a heavy one there from Mendes, but it's worked out well, and Henderson now trying to get in behind, and good defence there. And Henderson, I think, just oversold things and stuck over the barrier, and she's back to it. Of course, this is her first start since suffering an injury against Montrose back in December. I think it's about time that she sort of got back to the ways that she was beforehand. She was obviously in really good form, scored that evening, and then unfortunately just done her knee.
I know it's been a very difficult season for her. Obviously nothing to do with performance, just an injury, but I'm impressed by the way she plays and the way she'll be able to drop deeper and hopefully create something a little bit different. It looks like we're starting to see a diamond with Birchall and Donaldson up front and Cara Henderson just sitting behind them. Could be something a little bit different here.
Of course, I think by her own standards, Cara Henderson will be a bit annoyed with how she's played this season, purely in the sense that she's not got the numbers that she has done in previous seasons. But I mean, even then, the numbers aren't everything. The amount of, I hate to say the term pre-assists, but she set up a lot, whether that be set up Birchall to play through Boyce, for example, and it's, well, the stats aren't there. She still played obviously very well this season.
Well, that's the thing with consummate goal scorers. They don't care about the other stats. It's all about goals, but everyone else can see contributions.
It's good delivery there, whipped in, and it was Richardson that got the shot off, and unlucky to not get that on target. Now a chance for Aberdeen to perhaps counter-attack. A bit sloppy here from Aberdeen. Ogilvie just put Mendes under a lot of pressure with that back pass, and That's a throw into Thistle, who'll keep up the pressure in this area. Rosie Slater now finds Sinclair. It's good defending in the end there by Mendes, but again unfortunate to not keep that in possession. Another throw in for Thistle.
Well, the more miscued passes they play, the better for Thistle, because that will kind of dent their confidence and they won't want to play out as much. And as long as Thistle keeps suffocating them, they're going to have a very tough time getting out of the back there.
Of course, there was a lot of hype around Alex Mendes' signing, coming over from Cork in the Irish League to Aberdeen on a professional deal. I think that she has probably kept up to standards since she's signed. You know, she's got some assists already under her belt. She made her debut actually against Thistle back in the repeat fixture away, and nearly a mistake there, and there's an opportunity. Angle's just not fell there for Henderson.
No, but it's been all Thistle at the moment, and you see Rosie Slater's all the way up the pitch. It just tells you they're just really trying to keep the wide players quiet, and it's working so far. Cowie is such a dangerous player when she has the ball at her feet.
Yeah, Rosie Slater's pressures are not allowing Cowie to even get a sniff of the ball.
No, Cowie would like to be, we're near the halfway line, that's where Cowie wants to be, but she's forced all the way back because they just can't get out of their own half at the moment.
Of course, Cowie signed from Dundee United in the January transfer window. She was actually the captain of Dundee United. It's a big blow for them, but she's really came into her own under Scott Booth. Calls for a corner there, not quite. They have another opportunity here with Amy Richardson on the throw-in. Finds Longcake, who's got acres of space by herself. She kind of runs into danger on her own, but it very much is all Thistle here.
Yeah, and again, you don't want them to be able to have the ball at their feet for a consistent amount of time, because that's when they'll start to feel more confident and grow into this game, and that's the opposite of what you want. So long as they keep being forced to play passes that go out, go into touch, that aren't necessarily completed, then Thistle will be in the ascendancy, and that's what's happening so far.
Good interception there, and just out for a throw-in. You can see that Broderick and Finney are really struggling to maintain with the sort of pace and presence of Tyree Birchall today. I know we're only about 6 minutes in, but I think Thistle have spotted their opening and are going to try and maintain that weakness.
And you can see Cowie there just in space, and Thistle have done very well to keep any options or any chances of that ball across from happening, and now they have the ball back. So I think Brian Graham will be pretty happy with the way it's gone, and although like you said it's only been about 6-7 minutes.
I'm not even sure that Stewart and Beattie have had a touch up front. I think that just goes to show how much it has been off Thistle so far. I spoke too soon. It's a good ball there by Finnegan, and it's out wide. Eliovsky now trying to release Beattie. Gets it to her. Good pressure there by Demi Faulkner. Sends her all the way back, and good defence in the end there by Rachel Donaldson. Faulkner gets the touch off of Beattie. Throw in to Thistle. This is probably the furthest up Aberdeen have been, but even then it wasn't a dangerous opportunity.
No, but you see how quickly they can move the ball, and it wasn't necessarily danger, but they did have an opportunity, and it put Thistle under a little bit of pressure. They're quick on the counter there, 2 up front. It's going to be a handful for that back four.
Deploying his trusty 3-5-2 as Scott Booth. And here's a chance here, Tyree Birchall going down the right hand side, and it's good covers there by Broderick.
You can already see these rotations up front. Carnison started in the middle, now she's out on the left. Imogen Longcake started on the wing, and now she's playing centrally. But I'll be interested to see how they can link up. I'd like to see more passes between them. More like that. This is looking good.
Here is It's Imogen Longcake now trying to get down that right hand side, trying to just create some sort of space. Good defence in the end. But Finney under a lot of pressure now. Ogilvie eventually gets her lines cleared and manages to find Hannah Stewart, who puts it out wide to Cowie. Here goes Cowie down this right hand side. You've already mentioned how she's a danger player and trying to release there and not quite coming off for her.
No, but you can see Rosie Slater backing off a little bit, and that's usually a sign that you know the quality of the player in front of you. But luckily I think they had it covered, and it's just a goal kick. Oh, brilliant.
Here's a chance to Imogen Longcake down the left hand side. She's got the space, trying to make something here. Will she go herself? It's a good save in the end. Perhaps a bit of a weak shot, but that's a real chance for Thistle. Now Rosie Slater trying to cross that back in, unable to do so.
And that will give Imogen Longcake a psychological edge over her opposite number there, because having to turn a player and come in one-on-one, yeah, like you said, it could have been a more powerful shot or even a cutback, but still the chances are coming. Some
chance off that throw-in was wasted, but again, Thistle are getting there, getting spaces and taking their chances.
Man, essentially they run a half marathon every game, it looks like from here. Man, essentially they run a half marathon every game, it looks like from here.
Heavy pressure there on Rachel. Heavy pressure there on Rachel Donaldson, and now hit towards Henderson, and Mendes with the backwards header, and it's not quite paid off for her. And so shoving, she does get her fill, and then the ref.
I think we are at the moment seeing the kind of Thistle team that everyone has come to expect, and that's maybe to their detriment, but they do have something to prove here, and that's when we see them playing their best. And I think they've put Aberdeen under a lot of pressure. I don't know if Scott Booth will be all too happy with the entries into the Thistle half here, but they've not really had any other choice.
Here's Longcake now on the right hand side. Finds Richardson all the way back to Faulkner, who just uses the safety of Jennifer Curry. Trying to send that back, and Richardson. It's a wee bit of a heavy touch there from the Welsh international, and throw in to Aberdeen.
The one thing I think you would say about a period of the game where they are doing well is you know, games have momentum.
Aberdeen now just trying to suffocate Thistle, keep them in that corner. Mendes does well to put pressure on, and now Broderick flicks that towards Ogilvie. Sinclair penalised. He's quite frustrated at that.
Yeah, I think that was, again, I'd say clear as day. That too was obviously, it was right in front of the referee, just kind of barging into the back, and it's nothing more than a foul, but just gives Aberdeen that kind of chance to make up ground that Thistle didn't need to give them.
There's a chance for Aberdeen, and good defending, and Slater now trying to move that on towards Donaldson. Good interception there by Mendes. Stewart out wide to Cowie. They use her pace to go down the right hand side, and good defending again there by Rosie Slater. Forced all the way back to Jennifer Curry. Puts it long, and it's gone out towards Finney now. Trying to overlap down that left hand side. Now Beattie drops it inside Finnegan. It's a good switch towards Cowie. She does keep it in possession. It's quite poor there by Thistle, and Aberdeen looking to take advantage. It's good save in the end there by Curry, but chance created from pretty much nothing.
Yeah, I know that moment was kind of trying to play it out, and that almost led to a goal that I think Curry had it covered. But Thistle can't be too tempted to send it long, because I think that's exactly how Aberdeen will be able to come back at them. They have to resist that temptation and maybe just try and find shorter balls on the ground. I think now that Carlo Boyce isn't starting, that's kind of the perfect opportunity to try that style of game, because there has been, in my mind, an over-reliance on Boyce as an exit, and so hopefully this forces them to play a little bit differently.
Chance from the corner. It's good delivery towards the back stick. A wee bit too heavy. It has gone to Cowie. It's a good clearance there. Tyree Birchall trying to snip that off of Aliovski and unable to do so. But now Olivia King picks up the loose ends. Trying to move that forward. Here is Aliovski. Here's Beattie down the left hand side. Throw in to Aberdeen.
Yeah, and this is that kind of momentum swing that we were talking about earlier. Now it's in Aberdeen's favour. It's going to happen in any kind of game where the teams are on paper quite almost level. So you've kind of just got to weather that storm, really.
Here is Eliovski down the left hand side. Does well to keep that in play and finds Beattie. Flick on towards Stewart. And penalised for a foul on Sherry McCulloch.
That's McCulloch's experience there. A little bit of contact with the head, hold it and go down. Relieve that pressure immediately.
Back underway now with Curry. Very scrappy in the middle of this pitch, and now Hannah Stewart has the chance to run with it. She's got plenty of space, no pressure put onto her.
No pressure, but not all that many options. Slater so far has had Cowie's number. So
Mendes.
But there's space there.
Ogilvie now finds Cowie. She finds some space now. It's good delivery. It is Ogilvie. That's a good goal there by Aberdeen, and that's 1-0. Not enough pressure put on by Thistle, and Aberdeen have went and taken full advantage of that.
No, that goal shouldn't have happened. I mean, I think people could see it coming, but you know, Thistle are playing well when they have the ball. They just need to go back to what was working in the first 10 minutes, and that was playing it short, keeping the pressure. They can't let them put this put them off, because they are capable of scoring themselves, and I think just need to kind of band together. That being said, that was not a bad goal. I mean, kind of a fake shot and then went for a cool finish. Credit where it's due.
Well, you'd mentioned all game about the dangers that Ellie Cowie possesses. Finally gets her space down the right hand side and straight away punishes. It's a good ball there by Sherry McCulloch towards Tyree Birchall. Good defence in the end there by Broderick. Be interested to see how Aberdeen now go and play. Will they try and just hold out for a 1-0, or will they just continue to hit Thistle on the counter? Because that was Aberdeen's first real opportunity at goal.
I don't think they will try and hold out. I think they'll see the way they've played in the last 5 minutes and they'll go for it. I can't see them sitting back, especially with the kind of power they've got up front. Those players will want to touch the ball more and they'll demand it.
Here's Mendes. It's a good block there by Henderson, but still with Alex Mendes. It's a good pass and play here by Aberdeen, and now out with Aliovski on the left hand side. Finds Beattie. Two Hearts loanees linking up well. Again, plenty of space here for Aberdeen to just move the ball about freely. Alex Mendes out on the right hand side to Ellie Cowie. It's a good pass and play there, and now Aberdeen trying to move it forward. Doing so well, and now Finney. out on the left-hand side. Aliovsky looking for that cross, delivers it well. And Rosie Slater does get the clearance in the end. It's a poor touch in the end by Donaldson though, and again Aberdeen just picking that loose ends up. Bit of advantage played here by the referee, and now Lucy Sinclair trying to move this. Finds Tyree Burchill, good switch out there. Amy Richardson, what can she do with it? Moves it out towards Longcake. Good wee 1-2 between them, and now trying to find Richardson again. And fortunate not to make most of that.
That pass just had a little bit too much on it, but the build-up was good, and it showed that they could kind of playing that across stretches the Aberdeen defence out. I think that had them worried. They just need to get that ball near the penalty area, and I think people underestimate the value of just taking a shot and putting someone into space for that. I think maybe we've seen what they can do from range, and I think maybe just a little bit more of that.
Good moving forward here by the visitors, and now it's a switch over. Finney again looking to use Aliovsky. They've been trying to use this left-hand side more than the right-hand side recently. In the middle of the park, here goes the switch out to the right-hand side. Slater defence well against Cowie.
I think they're giving Tony Lee Finnegan far too much time on the ball there. And you can see with that long-range pass what she can do. There's maybe just a little bit too much respect for her as a player. You just need to get all over her, maybe uncomfortable.
Of course, Tony Lee Finnegan signing from Cliftonville in the January transfer window. Donaldson now on the left-hand side, looks for that switch towards Longcake, cut out well in the end. Now trying to move forward are Aberdeen again. Here is Finnegan. Switch out to Mendes. Plenty of time on the ball. Cara Henderson does well to win that ball back.
Excellent bit of pressure there.
Olivia King now looks for that switch towards Longcake. Imogen Longcake looking for Amy Richardson. It's a heavy one, but Richardson's trying to win that just a bit too heavy in the end.
Still just a little bit off when it comes to that kind of Longcake Richardson interlink, and maybe they just need a couple more passes between them just to get a better understanding of each other's strengths and where the ball's going to be, and hopefully that will help as the game progresses, but at least they're finding each other at the moment.
Here is Rosie Slater now, finds Donaldson. It's a good idea trying to slip in Burchill, but unable to do so. Now Aberdeen again just taking their time with this possession. There's Ogilvie, it's a great turn. Really had Olivia King's number so far. That was a bit of a long advantage there by the referee. Yeah. I think it's just a wee bit of frustration on King's end.
Yeah, I think that just happens when you think you can do, and they know they should be doing a little bit better in terms of the scoreline. And then there's just a little bit of frustration about how they've been getting that ball into final third, maybe. Just need to keep applying the pressure, not sit too deep and let Aberdeen play balls on either side of the park, use those channels.
Roderick moves it to Mendes. Heavy pressure there by Donaldson, but still with the Irish. Now Thompson. It's another switch out to Finney. They're really using the wide areas and making them their own.
The bit, yeah. Sorry.
I was just going to say it looks for Ogilvie, and there's a foul on Ogilvie by Burchill. I think another wee bit of frustration there.
Just need to be careful. They don't want to pick up a booking here. It's so early, and it's going to be, I think we're going to see more fouls. The only thing I would say is Rosie Slater with these wing backs, she's been put in a difficult position here because obviously you've got the striker, her and McCulloch looking after BT, but then Cowie's got so much space on the right and she has to decide, does she go out with Cowie, does she leave McCulloch on her own? And that only works in Aberdeen's favour at the moment, but she's keeping a close eye on her.
Well, as things stand, Montrose are beating Spartans 2-0. That sees them equal in points with Spartans. So it's really shaping up this bottom 6 to be quite tight. Of course, 3 sides are going down this season. And as things stand, only 3 points in between, or 4 points, sorry, in between Thistle and, as it stands, going down to 8th. And Montrose in 10th.
Yeah, I think points here are needed. And also more for the players themselves. I think they need that boost.
It's wasteful there by King and Henderson doing their best to try and win it back. Putting a lot of pressure on Finney and gets the throw in. I think Finney was thinking that she perhaps drew a foul there. In fairness, Henderson just tried to use a frame and does have a wee bit of a shove.
Yeah, you love to see it though. Just you never want to let the defenders sit and think they can make a pass. You always want them, even when you're not there, to think about where you are. I think little nudges like that do that quite well.
It's long kick dispossessed by Finney, and she does get a foul. Switch out to Cowie. Up against Slater. Opts to drop it back to Mendes. Good link up between the right wing back and our centre back. Now moved forward to BT, dropped again back to Mendes, and a lot of pressure there, and she does get the throw in.
No, you can see BT's trying to pull Slater out of position and maybe create a space for Cowie, if not someone else. But Donaldson is doing very well to help double up on the right wing back, give Slater a little bit of a helping hand. It's excellent work rate.
Tyree Birchall, good movement. Broderick now forced all the way back to the goalkeeper, and it's good clearance by McCann. Here is Finnegan. She's got acres of space in that midfield.
It's taking too long to get to her. She's just got so much time to think about it. There's just a gap between the players up front in the middle of the park.
Easily moved out to Mendes, and now Cowie again. Dropped inside. Good dummy there by Thompson to create the space. Now looked out towards Beattie. Drop back Cowie. It's a good cross, and Curry's came to claim and wasn't able to quite catch it. Miscommunication there between Sinclair and Henderson, and eventually just cleared by McCulloch. But everything's all over the place right now for Thistle.
Yeah, just you don't want players maybe to start taking the game into their own hands. There is a plan here, and you can see it. I think I gave Rachel Donaldson credit for helping Slater out. She wasn't there that time. Just can't deviate from the plan because it could work. It's just...
It's Aliovsky. It's a good cross towards Stewart. The touch is let her down, and the shot by Ogilvy's not a good one, but again, Aberdeen are starting to really take this game into their own tempo.
Well, this is it. Once they start growing into the game, they've made some astute signings in January, and those players, they know how to move the ball about. They know how to create a threat, and that was the whole point of what I was talking about earlier, is don't give them that confidence. Like, force them to play wayward balls, and that's what they're doing to Thistle at the moment. And now maybe a little bit of injury trouble with Donaldson.
We've seen her favouring on the earlier, and now it's back in the ground again and sort of favouring that once more. Of course, Thistle do have options on the bench, whether they want to bring on a like-for-like replacement with Cody Hay perhaps, or even going, they could bring on Carla Boyce or Ellie Kane and drop Tyree Birchall out wide. But Physio is just seeing to Rachel Donaldson at the moment. It's a chance for Brian Graham to have a word with his squad and probably tell them they get a grip.
Yeah, they definitely, I think you can see them talking to each other, and they know what they need to do because they've been playing well in the first kind of opening 10 minutes. I think Rachel Donaldson looks to be okay, but maybe just took a knock to their head, it looks like. She's getting some attention. But yeah, just they need to get closer together when they're playing. If they're not going to play it long or wide, pass it between themselves. They know how to move the ball about. Stick closer together because you don't want to play it isolated one-on-one. And Imogen Longcake at the moment is not necessarily getting those passes to the right on point, and is forced in a way, if she can't do that, then she's forced to keep the ball at her feet for too long. Players need to stop running ahead of her and maybe sometimes be there alongside, or just be an extra option to pass it to.
There's been signs that, you know, Imogen Longcake and Amy Richardson could have good link up down that right hand side. Just the final pass, typically by Longcake, hasn't been great. Again, something Brian Graham will have to consider going forward, whether Imogen keeps on at it, or whether he does maybe want to bring on Cody Hay to use her crossing expertise. He's also obviously got Hannah Robinson on the bench.
Yeah, no, when she's in her pomp, when she's got the ball at her feet, she's incredibly dangerous, can take players on. I think just sometimes the final product has let her down, but we could yet still see like a miracle through ball. You never know.
I'm not sure if something's up with Rachel Donaldson's eye. She's kind of been favouring it in her sort of sinuses, so it could be something bad that's going on here. But she is back to her feet. She'll be taken off, I think, for a wee check by the physio.
Do you think it's contact lenses? I don't know if she knows she wears glasses.
I'm not sure if Rachel does wear glasses. As long as I've known her, I don't think I've ever actually seen her wearing glasses, but it could very well be.
Just because she got something in her hand? I mean, I don't know.
It's a good ball there towards Tyree Birchall. Good running there by the forward, and she gets the corner kick, and it's the most space that Tyree's had probably all game.
Yeah, definitely done well to take that player on and get the corner. This is where they need to be. They just need to keep players up there and back to that kind of keeping the wing backs pinned in the final third. That's exactly where you want them.
Of course, Tyree will be probably a little bit frustrated herself with her sort of lack of goals recently. She did score in the 4-1 win against Dundee United. Since then, well, we've only scored once, but the opportunities have kind of dried up. It's a chance for Donaldson to deliver. It's another good delivery towards McCulloch, and I'm not sure if the wind affected that, but it did very much sort of swing the opposite direction, uncontested. So, not sure if Donaldson deliberately put swerve on it, but
yeah, you want to use these as, I mean, maybe pose more of a threat with them, but this is good now, where they have them right here.
Amy Richardson does well to pick it up, and now good pass and play, and Olivia King looking to release. Rachel Donaldson puts it into the box, and it's well defended by Mendez. King probably should have done a little bit better there. McCulloch brings it forward. It's gone all the way to McCann, who will just take her time with it. No pressure on her whatsoever.
And just waited to open up that space in the middle. That's exactly what they wanted. And just
found Broderick well, and of course another player that was part of that Heart setup beforehand. If you told me that everyone in this squad has some affiliation to Hearts, I wouldn't have called you a liar. It's a good ball there towards Hannah Stewart.
That's
good defending.
Again, there's like having to pick between Ogilvie and Tony Lee Finnegan. It's not, they're just leaving too much space there in the middle.
There is Ogilvie. Well played there by Cara Anderson, and now Tyree Birchall having to hold it up, has no support whatsoever. She's drawn way back, but does well. Donaldson out to Richardson, breaking down the right hand side. It's good defence in the end there by Finney, who really has had the number of that left hand side.
Yeah, I think Richardson tried to be down that right hand side, but maybe could have pulled it back. But again, it's good that you're taking players on. That's what you want to see, even if it doesn't always work.
Only 18 years old is Madison Finney, and she's playing years above her level.
Yeah, playing very well today.
Tyree Birchall trying to create something there. Amy Richardson taking too long with that. And she's caught lacking, and it's a chance for another counter-attack. Here is Finnegan. Out wide to Cowie. Cowie moves it inside. Thompson now looking forward, and good defence in the end there by Imogen Longcake. Again, wasteful from the pass afterwards with Rachel Donaldson. And now Eliovsky trying to move down the left-hand side, cuts inside. Picked up well there by Olivia King, and it's immediately put out of play.
Yeah, and I think she put her hand up there. Look, when you make a tackle or an interception, I think the first thing you should do is just lay it off to a teammate next to you, because you've not had that time to get the kind of 360 and look around the pitch. And now Imogen Longcake went for that ball and tried to get it on the counter, just necessarily couldn't see the options around her. But then again, teammates have to call for it and let her know that she's there.
Rosie Slater does well to release Tyree Birchall. The touch lets her down, but she's still applying that pressure, and it's again well done there by Madison Finney. And there's the long ball that we mentioned beforehand. Jennifer Curry a bit questionable on whether she was coming for that or not, and she made the right call because the ball was gathered well there by the goalkeeper. Of course, played for Aberdeen last season.
Knows exactly how good they are. More have enjoyed. Not that you enjoyed conceding anyway, but it just makes it that much more painful.
Yeah, I mean, the squad that was at Aberdeen last season compared to now, I'm not actually sure if there's many players that are left standing from when Curry was there.
No, it's a completely different team, but I think for the better. Not necessarily without Curry, but more outfield, because we've not had much of a chance to see the Aberdeen keeper in action.
I don't actually think she's had to make a save.
No.
Mendes does well there. Lucy Sinclair now. This is a good ball there towards Tyree Birchall. Still with Birchall. Trying to cut it inside towards Sinclair, who does go down, but nothing given, and it is going to be a goal kick. I thought it may have been a corner. Goal kick, and you can actually see the frustration on Olivia King's face. You can hear her shouting about there in frustration. Nothing's going well at the moment, and I'm not sure what Thistle need to do to try and fix this.
No, well, that had a few too many players static on the 6-yard line. It needed a late runner, and I think King got there. I think it was King or Sinclair got there a little bit too late. But
it's like a deer in headlights. This is not the same Partick Thistle that got to a cup final last season. I know it's not, because there's not a lot of.
That's a good tackle.
It's a very different squad, but it's like night and day. Sherry McCulloch down the left-hand side. She's been drawn way up from centre back. Actually wins her free kick. A bit of Godin there from Ogilvie. McCulloch's kind of just pushed her out of her face and has received a card. I think if anyone's going to get a card, it should be both of them.
The first bit there from McCulloch was excellent. She turned her body. I don't think it was necessarily a foul. She bought it, but did really well and used her experience. But the second bit, I think she's too experienced to do something like that. And now the strikers will know that and they'll target her.
It's a good ball there by Donaldson, and it's wasted again. Cowie now sending it forward towards Beattie. Well done there by Rosie Slater, just using her frame and looking to take it quickly. Longcake. Still with Imogen Longcake. A couple of wee nicks there by Cowie, but does well to come out with it. Nice play there. Here goes Olivia King, looking for Demi Faulkner right back. Good cross there by Demi Faulkner. That was coming sweetly towards Cara Henderson. Just nipped away. I think that one more than the McCulloch one was a foul by Ogilvie, but nothing given, and Aberdeen a wee bit wasteful. But even more wasteful from Sherry McCulloch.
Has been strong defensively, just a couple of slack passes. Maybe needs to start playing it a bit shorter. It's difficult to ask a defender to do, maybe under pressure, but sometimes it just lets them come right back at her.
Throw in to Thistle. There is Olivia King. Defended well there by Alex Mendes. Gets the throw in for Aberdeen.
I know we've not had the chance to see much of her yet, but I think this is one of the best performances I've seen from Olivia King. It's kind of all the things we talked about. She's been good on the ball and has been very physical. And I think there's her and Sinclair there need to link up a little bit better, because there is something there. That middle of the park can be theirs if they just kind of front up.
Their styles complement each other very well, but just hasn't kind of clicked yet. It's good play there by Aliowski and Thompson, and now out towards Finnegan. Move forward to Beattie. There is Olivia King with the tackle, now trying to dribble it away. Does well to get past one. Turns on herself. Finds Richardson well. Dropped all the way back to Curry. Now to Richardson. Faulkner. Nice play here by Thistle. Here goes Henderson. Looking to use the pace of Imogen Longcake. And she gets a corner.
Yeah, it's a corner. It came off an Aberdeen player there on the way.
Just the way that Imogen Longcake was running for it, I thought it was going to be a goal kick.
Sheer determination.
Taken quickly. Not sure why it was taken quickly, and it's wasteful again. I don't mean to come off so negative, but this is really frustrating to watch.
They're trying to keep the tempo up, which is good. They're just lacking that accuracy in the final third. They have the quality. If they can pass like that in the middle of the park, they can do it in the final third. They just need a little bit of composure here.
We're missing Amy Bullock today, I'll tell you that.
I think Emmy Bullock brings something on the set pieces that not a lot of players have, especially in the bottom half of the league.
Lucy Sinclair finds Rachel Donaldson, lining up a shot and over the bar.
Yeah.
And I think that sums it up. Rachel Donaldson has that trademark long shot that 90% of the time that goes in the top corner. I don't know if it's just a lack of confidence. I mean, Rachel Donaldson this season, only one goal. It's unlike her.
Yeah, I think there was the injury and the slow return, but at this kind of stage, maybe that's what I was kind of talking about earlier, not having the chances on goal. You want to see more of that. They can just see just in the center of the goal, outside the penalty area, have a go. Keepers most of the time will struggle with that, or at least let you have that second ball.
It's quite funny there. They've taken a free kick for offside in the opposition half, and the referee's allowed it.
Give him an inch.
Cowie on the right hand side does well to find Beattie. Beattie's still with it on the right hand side. Cuts inside towards Thompson. Tries to flick that on to Stewart. It's gone very wide.
I think that was a shot.
I think it may have been as well, but it's kept in. Finnegan. It's a good delivery towards Cowie. Slipping away from Rosie Slater. Keeps it in. Still with Ellie Mae Cowie. Good defending by Rosie Slater.
Now they need to play out.
And Rachel Donaldson. It's getting very aggressive here. A lot of heavy challenges flying about.
Finnegan is bossing this game from the middle of the park.
Absolutely. Dominating.
Has too much space on the ball, and when the opposition have it, she's more than happy to run into them, which is exactly what you'd expect from Thistle's midfield players. It's just not happening at the moment. They've just kind of had their attention taken away. And there I can see Finnegan in space again, and if she gets that ball, she'll play it. But at least this will have it for the moment.
Donaldson. Wasteful. Ogilvie. Back to Cowie. Inside again to Ogilvie. Now look at the amount of space. Finnegan tries to switch that along. So we flick on there by Stewart towards Aliowski. It's a corner, and just on the brink of half-time here. Referee is looking at his watch, and imagine this will probably be the last opportunity of the first half.
Yeah, I think Thistle, I don't think they're going to score before the break. They need to not concede here. That's so important. And at least they can plan for changes, if not at half-time, but within about 5-10 minutes of the second half.
Well, I think changes need to be done at half-time.
They're just a little bit off it, but there is something there. I think they have a chance.
And here is the delivery. Right on the head of Jennifer Curry. Claims it well, and so slow on the counter here. Demi Faulkner looks to send off Imogen Longcake. Does well, and the ball had already went out. You can just see the frustration in Brian's face.
I think sometimes they, I mean, as generous as it is, they overestimate each other's pace. This is a quick team, but they play it so far ahead. It's just...
What happened to the easy pass?
Well, that's, to be honest, that's what happens when another team is all over you. It becomes all that more complicated. But
here is Lucy Sinclair.
Yeah, play it short, play it.
Rosie Slater just boots it forward. Had plenty of time. That's half time. 1-0 Aberdeen here. A lot of improvement needed in the second half by Thistle. And to be honest, I think it's just we need to go back to basics. Simple passes are needed. Instead of this whole boot it forward and hope for the best, you need to pass. The most fundamental thing in football is just simple 1-2s and normal passing. Not this whole let's put it forward and hope for the best. First 15 minutes we dominated, and then a quick counter-attack just in about the 20th minute mark out of nowhere, and then Aberdeen have just dominated since.
Well, they know, well, everyone here knows they can play that short ball and pass and move. It's just when they're under a little bit of pressure, they revert back to type, and that's been their downfall, I think, this season against sides that they're expected to beat. And I think just play it shorter, just trust each other, stop booing it forward, and then it closed down Tony Lee Finnegan, because she literally has the whole centre circle and more to play any kind of ball that she wants. And if you don't let her have that space, there are no wing backs. If you eliminate that crossfield ball, they become redundant. So I'd say minor tweaks, and just believe that they can do it, because they do have that quality in them.
Well, half time here, 1-0 Aberdeen. We'll be back shortly for second half. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the second half of this SWPL 1 matchup between Aberdeen and Partick Thistle. A couple of changes at half-time for the Jags. Coming on, number 10, Carla Boyce, and number 22, Georgia Gray. Coming off was number 4, Sherry McCulloch, and number 12, Rachel Donaldson.
And number 10, the Carla Boyce.
Here's Olivia King. Amy Richardson forced all the way back to Curry's. Heavy pressure already from BT. Eliowski putting Richardson under a lot of pressure. Aberdeen have came out of the half-time swinging. Here is Georgia Gray. Of course, not a natural centre-back, but came on for Sherry McCulloch.
No, but still has that physicality and the ability to play the ball, which is, I think, what was needed there. Clearances were going a little bit far, and on a booking as well. I think that was a good substitution to make.
Absolutely agree. It is Tyree Birch who does well. Advantage played, and Carla Boyce now breaking away. Madsen Finney trying to get back, catch up with her. Does well, gets a throw in a dangerous area. Sinclair trying to create something. Tries to drop that back to Henderson, unfortunately not to get it to her. I think that was Tiny Birch, I can't really see from back here, but
Obstructed. But what matters is that they have it, or at least.
You were saying?
Not very much from now on, if that's how it's going to be.
Throw into Aberdeen. Thistle faithful trying to get behind the team.
I think they need it. They need the support, and they've got the ball now. Just need to remain calm. It's not the end of the world. Still another 45 minutes to go, and that's a long time in football.
Long ball by Rosie Slater, given away. Oh, that's a great bit of play there by Finnegan. It's a good ball in. Georgia Gray actually gets a foul from that. Threw her body on the line, and I think she may have broke Thompson in the process.
I mean, as long as there are no injuries, that's kind of what... I know it sounds a bit harsh, but that's what you want to see. They won't be coming back in a hurry if that's how it's going to be, and that was excellent kind of covering work from Georgia Gray there.
She absolutely clattered her as well. Yeah. She won the ball and then gets sort of fouled in the process.
Yeah, I wouldn't want it to be me.
Yep. Absolutely not.
But good start, good start.
Kerry Henderson now takes it quickly, and Carla Boyce trying to beat Project to it. It's good defending by the youngster. So again, another quick throw in towards Henderson. Fouled in the process there was Finnegan, but again, we mentioned it umpteen times in the first half. Plenty of space given to Finnegan consistently, and put that ball through to Thompson. He was very unlucky not to, sort of pay dividends off them.
And that, I think that's Boyce's experience showing there. I think she gave her a little bit of a hack, and that's what you need to do. I think Finnegan's had it too much her own way at the moment, and Boyce she's not the kind of player to let that slide, and will be in there again if need be.
The way that Thistle looked to line up now is sort of more of a 4-2-4 rather than the 4-2-3-1 that was originally deployed. Even then, it's a much more attacking variant than the traditional 4-4-2.
As long as it avoids isolation for Boyce up front, that's exactly what you want to see.
Boyce does well. Looks for Cara Henderson. There's a good ball in behind. Does well to keep possession. Drop back to Richardson. Now Tyree Burchill. Bit of a heavy touch and it's let her down, but still very much in Thistle's favour at the moment. Again, Kerry Unbeaten just showing probably her experience there. Penalised for a foul on Georgia Gray there.
That was really well done from Gray. I mean, to get in front of a defender, it's not something you see happen often. Usually the striker can back up into you, but she doesn't let that happen.
Richardson finds Burchill. Very well done between the players, and here is Georgia Gray now, looking to drive. It's a very nice turn there by Lucy Sinclair, good to keep possession. Slater gives that away. Mendez up against. Long kick comes out in the way of the Irish defender. Good pressing there by Carla Boyce, and it's taken quickly. Cara Henderson takes a shot, and that's. She won't want to see that one back.
Ring rust.
Yeah, that is. I appreciate the wrestling reference.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That is. Well, I mean, she's got her knee brace like Stone Cold Steve Austin, but.
No, but it happens. I mean, I think she had a substitute appearance against Montrose, not much time. And it's one thing kind of firing away in training, but this is a kind of, it's a different kettle of fish to start a game. But good positioning. It's been a very, very promising start to the second half here.
Amy Richardson doing well here. Here is Tyree Burchill trying to slip in, long kick, and it's good defending by Finnegan. Shoot up against Slater, and it comes in the way of Stewart. Good defending there by the captain, Demi Faulkner. Dropped back, Alex Mendez. Now Broderick, they're doing very well here, Aberdeen, just to regroup, and well, that's a bit of a wayward pass, and Tyree Burchill does well. Here goes Georgia Gray. Thistle almost sort of reverting to a back three now, allowing Amy Richardson space to go up.
But this is exactly what was happening at the start of the first half. Aberdeen are forced to make these kind of clearances, and Thistle again all over them. And I think Henderson is starting to shadow Finnegan, which is exactly what you want to see, what we've been talking about in that first 45.
It's a good ball in behind there, and Imogen long kick, uncontested as of yet. Drops it back well, it's a good cross. Just over the head of Henderson.
That was an excellent cross as well. It had pace, it was curling in. Henderson just needed to set herself a little bit.
Probably should have done a wee bit better there, Cara, but she's getting in the right areas now, and that's what we need. Broderick does well to defend that, and they'll throw in for Partick Thistle in a dangerous area. Our scoreboard seems to have lost its timing. How far into this half do you think now?
Not too far.
Yeah, we're calling it 55 minutes. We're saying we're 10 minutes in. I don't think we are, but since the timing seems to have gone off on the board. Georgia Gray takes quick. Olivia King now dispossessed fairly easily there by Thompson. Now Ogilvie already punched us once with a goal. Well, 53 more close. Change this to 53.
Oh no. Oh.
That was
That should have been 2-0, to be honest. It should have been 2-0. It just goes to show what happens if you switch off for even a second. This Aberdeen team can punish you. And just, again, we're getting that feeling of the first half where they had it all their own way for the first 10 minutes, and then Aberdeen grew into the game.
There's Tyree Birchall, does well to win that back and now try to break away. And immediately gets 3 players bombarding her. Unlucky from her. Henderson on the floor. Good play by Broderick. And that's forced all the way back to McCann. I think they're just trying to regroup here and find their shape once more, Aberdeen. Madison Finney. Switch over to Alex Mendes. Now Broderick again. Look at this, so much space and no one contesting her.
They're just, I think, worried about leaving. Then oh, that's well done.
That's well done, better by Tyree Birchall, and Rosie Slater now finds Carla Boyce and she takes a shot. It's over. But I think Carla Boyce probably could have looked up. She would have seen Cara Henderson was making a run.
Or even long kick to her right. I mean, you're allowed to take a shot. I think maybe she's earned that right, but there was that option there.
Probably wasn't the best, but again, look, that's a chance. We're getting there. Mendes. Forward. Lucy Sinclair penalised in a foul. Aberdeen in no hurry to take this.
No, why would you be? Just maybe, kill some of that momentum that's been going against them.
Yep. Classic mind games.
Part and parcel, isn't it?
Project does well there. Switch out to Thompson, who's spun Lucy Sinclair fairly easily. Good defending in the end by Rosie Slater, gets the throw in. Mendes looks to take it long towards Cowie. Good defending again by Slater, but again, perhaps should have had a minute to take her time there. There's Slater again. Just to send it towards Birchall. That's great play there by Tyree Birchall. It's a good switch out. Richardson tries to control it, does well to make the best of it. Good ball now. And Imogen Longcake gets a delivery and wasn't our best, but again, chances are coming. That was a brilliant bit of play by Tyree Birchall, and I think the touch just kind of let Richardson down, maybe killed momentum for a wee second, but she recovered well. Realistically, a chance there, you need to do better.
No, it was strong there from Birchall. Long kick, maybe worried that that ball was going to run out and maybe took a bit of a shot in the dark, but there's
Alex Mendes just striding away with it.
Beckenbauer.
After the signing announcement, you would have thought that she was Beckenbauer.
But I mean, in their defence, Aberdeen they've done quite well in putting this team together. They don't, again, Thistle, I think, are unrivaled in their ability to play teams in the top 6. But this is now, after the split, the kind of best of the rest competition. And they are winning.
Yeah, Aberdeen, Scott Booth has transformed this side. 3 wins on the bounce. Through to the semi-finals of the Cup. Chance to play at Hampden. They've absolutely smashed it. Bear in mind, the manager that they had before had actually won the Champions League.
Who's that?
Probably should have been filled out. Can't remember his name. But he'd won the Champions League with Wolfsburg, I'm sure.
Fair enough.
Well, he's part of the coaching team. I don't know if he was the exact manager, but
Every day's a school day.
let's see if we can find out. Yeah, 'cause he was in charge of the 2 East Straw, I remember that.
I mean, that's a harsh one for Rosie Slater there. She puts her arms in the way to block the Mendes cross, but gives Aberdeen that chance to create something here. Just taking a little bit of the sting out of this game. I don't think we're far off some changes now. You can see Brian Graham in the Plato position. Resting. We've just got to think about a way to create something here. It was a bit of a wasted chance from Aberdeen.
Yeah, it really was a wasted chance. Yeah. Colin Bell, that's who the manager was. He was the manager. Managed a fairly few big team combinations. Here's a chance. He's now the current China under-20s women's manager.
I always saw that for him. Oh, there we go. Imogen he's in the box now. There's a chance to create. Just needs to pass it back so that cross can come in.
Still trying to create here. Does well. Gets a corner. Yes, won the Women's Champions League as the manager of Frankfurt.
Wow. I don't have that on my CV. That's quite impressive.
2014. But you look at the calibre, and you've got Champions League winning managers coming to coach Aberdeen. So granted, his stint didn't last too long, but even Scott Booth is a great manager in his own right.
He played for Dortmund, didn't he? As well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That German pedigree.
Yeah.
It's a good cross. Still seems to be there. Lucy Sinclair, it's off the bar. Still there. Tidy Birchall trying her best to swing for it. And it's ended up in the back of the net. I want to say it was Carla Boyce who got that. And that's one each. And this game is wide open once more.
I mean, you felt it coming. That was such a powerful shot from Lucy Sinclair. It rattled the crossbar. I think it's still shaking. And then Carla Boyce just comes in, typical poacher. She'll do anything she can to put her foot on it, and does. And then there we go, back to 1-1. Much needed. They can build on this, definitely. They've got the momentum.
For Partick Thistle, our 600th competitive goal, number 10, Carla Boyce!
600th competitive goal. That is brilliant.
Is that right?
No, it's Thistle's 600th competitive goal.
Oh, right.
Not Carla Boyce's.
I was going to say those are Pele numbers.
See, since you've said that statement, Pele's probably added another 17 goals to his list.
Oh, yeah, that's quite talked about at the moment anyway. I digress, but...
Partick Thistle's 600th competitive goal. Can you tell me who scored the 500th competitive goal?
Are they playing on in this game?
She's on the pitch right now.
Donaldson. Rachel Donaldson.
No.
Cara Henderson.
No. Give you one more guess.
Imogen Lonkey.
There you go.
Yeah, I got first time.
Our first goal actually for the club, it was against Glasgow Women.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that. These, if nothing else, these 90 minutes will have been an education for me.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can educate us to get 3 points. And that's a bit weird there by Tidy Birchall, but it's thrown to Aberdeen. And this game is wide open now.
No, definitely. And now, see, Aberdeen are pushing a little bit forward. They maybe had the feeling that they had 3 points wrapped up, or at least it was going that way. And now all of a sudden they're going to open themselves up. And look, they've only got one defender back up against Carla Boyce, which is...
Alex Mendes has played a fantastic game, but leaving just her against Boyce is brave. Chance of we 1-2. Given our lack of goal scoring exploits as of late, maybe that's ambitious, but we do want to because that would put us 2-1 up.
I still got firepower on the bench. I think I'd like to see kind of Ellie Kane.
It would be Ellie Kane's debut, right?
Yeah, and good time to do it as well there. If they can run Aberdeen a little bit more ragged, tire them out, you can see some heavy breathing in the back, and there is space coming up there.
There's Kerry trying to do something down the right hand side, and it goes out for a throw in for Partick Thistle. And yeah, you can see a number of bodies warming up. You've got Ellie Kane, Hannah Robinson, Cody Hay, Emma Craig, I think also.
I think Thistle's bench is stronger. For all of the great signings Aberdeen have made, I think that they've not had enough windows so to speak, to kind of be level with this in terms of overall depth. And I think that's where they have the advantage.
Aberdeen's bench is strong, but nowhere near the level that you say. I mean, probably Hannah Innes and Niamh Noble's probably the best on their bench. They can obviously cause danger. A bit sloppy there by Olivia King, and it's a chance, and it's made its way out to Elioski, Australian on loan from Hearts.
But then again, who isn't? That's some talent factory that they have.
Well, maybe it's Hearts' way of repaying them for stealing their 2 best players last year.
Might be, actually. They're sort of losing the ball in the middle of the park too often and letting Aberdeen run at them when they've got control of the game. They're just a bit sloppy.
Good defending by Georgia Gray, and there's a foul on Cara Henderson. Henderson wanted to take that quick, unable to do so. Is that I thought the referee was going to give Rosie Slater a book for the incident with BT a few minutes ago, but opted against. Sent towards Imogen Longcake, and she'll keep that in, much to the dismay of Cowie. Boyce, it's a good delivery and just a wee bit too strong for Tyree Birchall, but again, another opportunity. You can see that Carla Boyce is the difference maker.
Yeah, and it's what I like about this kind of use of Carla Boyce is not sending it forward for her to hold the ball up, target woman style. She is excellent at that, but then she has no one around her, and now she can bring other players in, and you can see the more creative side to her game. She's an excellent player, and we're seeing that now.
Foul there on Finnegan. Oh, I don't think she'll like that, because Cara Henderson just gave her a pat in the head.
Has to. She's got to shake her up, but she's had it far too easy in the second half. Cara Henderson has been following her, shadowing her. It's very clever play. Just mark her out of the game, and it's not just marking one player out, it's marking the person who's been pinging balls across this whole time.
I can see that Cody Hayes has been stripped down to come on, so I'd guess that would be probably Imogen Longcake. Who else? Someone else is also getting ready. I think it might be Ellie Kane, actually. Imagine that would probably be Cara Henderson. Obviously can't rush her too much back from injury.
No, for as well as she's kind of played on a kind of first start since that injury, again, you don't want to send her out for months. You've just got to manage her.
There's a triple change being made by Aberdeen. Let's see if I can work out who it is. Hannah Stewart's one, I think. No, she's just getting a word. No, she is. Hannah Stewart. Alex Mendes. And
is Cowie gone?
I think so, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Straight down the tunnel, looks like, yeah. Let's see who's came on. We can work out. So it looks like it's Holly McAvoy, Emily Craft, and I'm trying to work out who the last one is. We'll come back with the third one, but there's definitely 3. And yep, my 2 predictions of Cara Henderson and Imogen Longcake coming off are correct. And Cody Hay has came on alongside, yep, Ellie Kane. First appearance for the club.
Mystic.
Been out for a long time with injury herself, so good for her to get some minutes.
Offering number 27, Imogen Longcake. Number 9, Cara Henderson. Coming on, number 7, Cody Hay. And making her debut, number 16, Ellie Kane.
Of course, a lot of plaudits for Ellie Kane last year. SWPL 2's Player of the Year. Won numerous Player of the Month awards as well. Led that title charge with Queen's Park.
No, excellent player and good on the ball as well, and should link up well. I think Boyce is sitting slightly to the left. Might have been... but to be honest, everyone moves about so much anyway. I don't know if there are set positions really in this team.
I think I mentioned Georgia Gray's versatility too much to say that.
Yeah.
McAvoy. Very tricky on the ball. There's a switch. It's held up well by Kraft. It's a good ball, and that's ended up in the back of the net. Right against the ton of playing, Aberdeen have gone and made it 2-1. It's made it very difficult for Thistle now.
That shouldn't have happened.
Kerry and BT.
I think the keeper's down as well for Aberdeen. Unless she's incredibly comfortable in this game.
I don't know why she's down. She's not had anything happen to her. She's not been really busy in the second half. Well, she's busier in the second half than she was in the first half, but she hasn't really had to make any saves.
Maybe her hands
The
are frozen up.
done the most of the job for her. But yeah, that's a chance that came from nothing, and Aberdeen have just punished us. I think the other sub was Amy Black for Aberdeen. She was involved in the build-up.
Yeah, not an ideal debut for Ellie Kane so far, but
I don't think she's had a touch.
no, there's still time.
It's a real chance for Thistle to, rally now. There's probably another. Well, there's obviously more options on the bench. If I was to make the fifth and final sub, I'd probably bring on Shona Cowan for Olivia King and then put Georgia Gray further up. Of course, you've also got like Hannah Robinson still there, Emma Craig as well.
Plenty to choose from, but the ones who are on the pitch now are going to have to just play like there are no more subs to play, because no one player is going to change it at this point.
McCann back to her feet, and now back on the way. It's about 20 minutes left of this contest. Amy Richardson now gets a wee bit lucky, and Ellie Kane's first touch of the Thistle shot's a bit heavy. Throw in for Aberdeen. Georgia Gray does very well to keep the possession there. Emily Kraft was putting a lot of pressure on her. She'll get it back off of Curry. Does the exact same thing again.
Lovely ball player, just kind of excellent to help build those attacks. That was a foul.
Yeah, that was quite heavy. I think that Georgia Gray is probably technically your best player on the ball.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
Between her and probably Tiny Birchall. But heavy here and out wide. Lucy Sinclair now does well. Here goes Amy Richardson. Finds Tiny Birchall. Good footwork there from the young winger. Drops it. It's a switch there by Rosie Slater. Trying to find Amy Richardson, made her way up into the box. And
bit too far forward, too close to the keeper, I think. And Amy Richardson is not really the player, as good as she is, that you want on the end of that cross. Should be delivering them from the other side, not so much kind of...
It's very much a whipped cross kind of girl, yeah. Not the one that should be on the end of a whipped cross. Carla Boyce does well, holds it up, drops it back. A bit wasteful there by Cody Hay. And Demi Faulkner does well, win it back, now it's in behind for Tiny Birchall. Grounds the keeper. Oh, you're joking. You are joking. I don't know about that one.
That is incredibly harsh. I'll have to look back at that, but that was such good work from Birchall just to get round the keeper.
That was deserved by Tyree Birchall. She's been absolutely phenomenal.
That'll maybe give her that hunger, though. She'll know once you've put the ball in the back of that goal or not, she'll feel like she can have a go again.
Of course she is on that drought. But it was a brilliant ball forward. It's got to be very tight. Thistle fans are not happy with that. Some choice language being directed towards the referee. Georgia Gray does well, finds Ellie Kane. Ellie Kane sort of dropped deeper into this sort of playing almost like sort of a shadow striker rather than a out and out number 9 that she's used to.
Oh,
That's not a nice one there on Thompson, favouring her hamstring. Georgia Gray looks to switch that out towards Rosie Slater.
great ball.
Oh, she's caught so one.
That looked like an elbow to the head. I mean, and obviously the offender goes down because that's what you do when you commit a foul, is pretend to be injured. I'm not saying, you know, obviously if she goes off,
Some
then
heavy accusation.
excuse me, I know this is a kangaroo court, but
Rosie's actually up before the Aberdeen player.
yeah, but I mean, it ran in. Well, I mean, Rosie's tough as nails, but I don't know, just ran into her elbow first time. It's a clear foul, and
Absolutely.
and obviously if the Aberdeen player is injured, then excuse me.
Well, about 15 minutes left of this contest. Thistle still trailing 2-1. Arguably should be 2 each. Spartans have equalised against Montrose. Just there, Amy Anderson's made that, former Thistle.
2-0 up.
2-0 up, but we're kind of cruising.
There's still plenty of time for Thistle, I think. And the way they've been playing, it's not like we've seen in previous games where nothing's been happening. They have created chances, and that offside, fractional, marginal as it was, shows that they're in with a good chance here of equalising.
Maybe Richardson applying heavy pressure there, forces a mistake, and it's unlucky there between Cody Hay just getting it caught on her feet as Lucy Sinclair was dribbling it to her.
It's a bit like Cody Hay hasn't got a feel for the ball at the moment. I think she just needs it in her feet a little bit more. Maybe one of those players that just has to spend time with the ball to be able to do something with it.
Her sister had a very good week. And then the cup called up again to Scotland squad. I think she was called up at least. That's great play there by McAvoy.
Good player.
It's very small, uses her size to her advantage. Olivia King gives that away. Broderick now. It's a switch over. Still with Ogilvie.
Yeah, body block from Slater there.
She just kind of stood still.
Yeah, which you're not allowed to do, really. I think she maybe got in the way there, but she was a little bit high up there. I think drawn out of position and had to make a recovery run, and then difficult to set yourself from there.
Broderick going up for this one. I think we know who the target for this cross will be. Yeah, I've got plenty of options up there. It's a good delivery. Perhaps a wee bit too heavy, and Finnegan goes down, holding her face, but then opting to switch to her knee. Oh, referee. He's pulled that back. Even though she's not got a head injury because she was favouring her knee. So what's happening, referee?
It's a shame the Oscars were just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean,
Now, Faulkner has to be careful not to talk herself into a booking.
yeah. But as the captain, it is her job to speak to the referee.
I mean, that was ridiculous. You could tell she was trying to body check Curry there, and Curry stood strong, and then
She holds her face, but then goes and opts to the knee, and then realises, oh crap, this is a dangerous counter-attack, and then opts back to holding her face.
And I know you always want to lean in favour of the player with a head injury, but that's going to be one of the reasons why changes are made, if they are, is because of moments like that.
Looks like Rosie Slater's coming off for Claire Docherty. So we'll probably see Amy Richardson go to.
Chosen by match sponsors, Hamilton Leonard Insurance Brokers. Is your captain, number 5, Demi Faulkner.
There's still 10 minutes left. Why are we announcing player of the match already?
That's
It's an interesting choice as well.
yeah, it makes the players. I mean, players are headstrong anyway, but you don't want them to feel like it's near the end. There's still plenty of time to go.
Oncoming number 8, Claire Docherty.
It's going to be a drop ball, probably. Even though this is one of a clear counter-attack. It was a real opportunity.
Drop ball. If it were up to me, it'd be a penalty Thistle right now.
Georgia Gray is going to be the one that goes for it. I think she'll just look to swing it. And she does. It's good delivery. Oh, Ellie Kane was about to whack that.
Yeah, she was winding up, but there's Finnegan back on the pitch. Doesn't seem dazed, but I'm not a doctor.
Well, that clearance certainly doesn't look of one that was injured, so well, that knee that you were favouring seems to be completely fine. Georgia Gray. It's a good ball towards Boyce. Clearance out for a throw in, and Docherty. Here's an opportunity for Thistle. It's a ball towards the box, and Docherty with a wee bit of a heavy touch lets it down. Throw into Aberdeen now, and I think they'll probably just look to wind down the clock at this point.
Yeah, I mean, this would be a good win for them. They've had to work for it, but
Well, that win here puts them ahead of us.
yeah. And at this point in the season, I know it sounds funny to say, it's all about avoiding relegation. Everything else is a bonus.
The fact that 3 teams are going down this season, yeah, that's a big one.
That's harsh. I know it's the way it goes, but
It doesn't really make sense to me.
does that mean 3 are coming up?
Well, it means 1 are coming up. They're changing the league to 10 teams.
I mean, I get you can, in a way, you see why they're doing it, but it just feels harsh to some of the teams this season.
It's a chance for Cody Hay to break, trying to use her pace. She gets a throw in, taken quickly. Drop now, Ellie Kane trying to
Good
send
ball.
that towards Boyce. It's bobbling, it's bouncing. Trying to get her foot on the end of that. And it's cleared in the end. Georgia Gray. Ellie Kane now checked, and well done there by Emily Craft. Faulkner sends it forward. There's Claire Docherty. She found herself in an interesting area. Not particularly right back of you, Claire Docherty.
No, Kane's crosses have been very good. They're quite low, but they've got fizz on them, and it makes it incredibly comfortable. One bad touch, and then all of a sudden Boyce was nearly in there. Just more of the same, but I don't know how much time there is left.
Yeah, about 7 or so minutes left in this one. I'd imagine a few minutes will be added on for for the Oscar performance.
Yeah, about
Finnegan.
going down for as long as Adrian Brody did his speech, I think.
What are you talking about? Adrian Brody's speech is still going. Georgia Gray down very well there, just using their size. Throw in Aberdeen, and it's in the corner. Will they look to just keep it in the corner? Probably not if they've got McAvoy being the one that's going for it.
Yeah, that's. I don't think it's.
Ellie Kane instructed to go up front, so it's going to a sort of 4-2-4. Sinclair out wide to Richardson.
Need to get closer, give options there.
This referee is very tight on where the throw-ins get taken. Boyce does well to hold up, and Burchell now trying to break away. Broderick does well to keep possession, and now another chance for Aberdeen to move forward. McAvoy back out wide. Good interception now.
Oh, that's a foul.
Tyree Burchell is fouled, but the referee's back turned. He didn't even see it. He's
Well, then what's the linesman for?
someone's in his eyes, clearly. Here's a chance. Tyree Burchell now. Good defending there by, I think it was Thompson. There's Finnegan with another switch, and Jenny Curry's going to have to be quick off her line. She is.
Great work.
I wouldn't have
Well,
gave
that's
it.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
Claire Docherty booked when she was very clearly fouled by Kerry-Ann Beattie. This referee is serious questions need to be asked about his capabilities here.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it, but we'll see how Aberdeen take their time with this one.
I think she shouldn't.
Yeah, looks like. There's you would be tempted though. She's got a boot on her.
Yeah, we've seen it, so I don't know why you wouldn't shoot here.
Although she is staring at the goal, so maybe that is just a feint and it's going to dink over.
I'd be shooting.
Oh.
She is shooting. That is off the bar.
Fair enough. That was some shot. Shouldn't have been a foul though.
It was never a foul if that goal had gone in then. God.
That would have been uproar, but
No, there's already up though. Georgia Gray now. No support.
no, they've got to stop the ping pong. It's got to just control it and play it about.
Take the ball down and make a normal pass. That's what needs to happen. It's basics. It's the fundamentals of football.
Someone needs to take a hold of this game, but I think we're a little bit late now, but
Winding down.
there we go.
That's more like it, Lucy.
There we go.
Lucy Sinclair does very well there. Now Amy Richardson switches that to Cody Hay. Very well done. Lucy Sinclair. It's a good first time ball.
I think sometimes the players are putting balls forward, not for the sake of it, but because there's an expectation that something's going to happen.
Well done there by Claire Docherty. Had to win that because that would have been a sick yellow if she had. Tyree Burchell giving chase.
Everyone needs to push up there.
I mean, Docherty's just been kicked in the face.
I mean, McAvoy's that was relatively low, but still, it's kind of throwing a leg about there.
King, switch out to Hay. What can Cody Hay do here? Up against Alioski, it's good defending by the Australian. She gets it back, and now it is McAvoy.
Oh, that through ball.
Claire Dockett is watching that. That's offside.
There we go. I don't think we've seen the best of Cody Hay this afternoon.
Absolutely not.
We know what a player she can be, but
Georgia Gray's just going to fling this forward. It's a good flick on there by Boyce. Just not enough in it.
not enough in it. Too much space between the defenders and the strikers at the moment. Makes it
just approaching the 90 now. There's plenty of positives to take from this, but we're not taking our chances nearly enough.
Yeah, but at the moment, positives.
Here's a chance. Cody Hay trying to slip in. Carla Boyce is breaking down. It's good defending in the end. Thistle have probably one last roll of dice.
I think they just need to keep Aberdeen pinned back. This is the time to just, even if Aberdeen clear it, just keep coming at them. There's a mistake in them, but they just can't. If they let themselves be engaged in that kind of kick tennis, then they'll be in trouble.
How long is he going to give though? That's the question. Should be at least 4 minutes. Ball and... I see that they're bringing in a rule that you have to have 6 seconds on the ball and no more.
Yeah, unsold on that currently, but at moments like these, you maybe start to understand it.
Georgia Gray. Looks to move that out to Claire Dockett. It's a heavy touch and it was...
Right idea to take the ball away from her, just too heavy and let Finnegan have it.
It's good defended by Aliowski and Finnegan. And now McCann's just swinging that forward towards Kraft. Trying to win a foul, not given. Now Lucy Sinclair. Deflected pass and it has gone to Claire Dockett again. Aberdeen now trying to just keep possession, I think.
Everyone needs to get up here. There we go. Pressure.
Heidi Birchall doing very well to put pressure on. Unlucky to not have a goal today.
There we go. Excellent turn there from Birchall.
Tyree Birchall drops it. Olivia King. That's a good tackle in the end. And McCann's just going to lie down on the ball. She'll take her time. Referee looking at his watch. Probably about a minute or so left, I'd imagine. She's had the ball in her possession for 20 seconds, so I'd like to know when he's going to penalise it.
There's a booking there. Oh, he's out.
Oh! She's had it for too long, so it's an indirect free kick. So
big mistake.
So, yeah,
hey, I always like this referee.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a great rule that I, been pushing for the last however long. But it's an indirect free kick, so we can't shoot. So I don't know what the plan is.
Tee someone up to just welly it.
Yeah, but
they've got to go back. See,
they still got to be 10 yards. So
yeah, hopefully an Arsenal 10 yards, but
I'd imagine that Georgia Gray's just going to lift it in.
It's just
unless she just tees up Ellie Kane. No, I think she will just lift it.
Yeah, but
this is unbelievable.
You gotta play it low.
She does. Oh, it's a good defense.
It's still in.
It's a corner. No,
is it?
No, he pointed to the corner. We didn't shoot there. No way that our shot would have gone that wide.
Thistle don't seem to be. We don't seem to be complaining all too much.
I thought he was going to book her for the incident, but he hasn't. What is going on? That was a real chance, though.
I know. It just needed. There was space as well. Some just needed a little bit more focus.
Richardson unlucky with it. There's a ball, and Kraft's just going to take this into the corner, I think. Using our frame very well.
Experienced bit of play there.
Honestly, find Gio and just get it to us so we can now whammy it up. This is the time to whammy it up rather than doing the basics.
Good turn.
Yes, very good turn.
Just everyone up, everyone up. There we go, I think that's it.
Blow up, yep. Ridiculous refereeing decisions. 2-1 Aberdeen in a game where, yeah, this has made our season a lot more difficult than it really has to be. I'm starting to get a bit lost for once these days.
I think maybe now for the players, the reality of relegation might be
sinking in.
Yeah, I think this is.
There's a real opportunity to Partick Thistle get relegated, having had back-to-back top 6 finishes.
Still about 8 games left, right?
8 games after this. We currently sit. Well, let's actually see how did Montreal? Oh, Spartans nicked it late on 3-2. So we're currently 7 points clear of 10th in the last spot. But if we keep getting this, we keep losing points, not even getting a point on the board. Threat loops.
There are some really great moments in the game, and then just every so often they let themselves down for a period of time, and teams can punish us.
That's exactly it. Full time here at Petershill Park. Aberdeen 2, Partick Thistle 1.